Heyo and welcome to another episode of Build&Battle Season 2, our Manor Lords Let's Play, where we will build a beautiful medieval city while battling off bandits, brigands, and no-good doers. In the last episode, we settled our first territory and began importing food from that territory to New Amaruth. Hopefully everyone who wished to participate in this week's poll had the opportunity to vote on the new territory's name, because honestly, it was a super close poll. In the end, Cordovia won, so let's take a quick opportunity to come on over and customize that in the game itself. So we'll come right on up here and name it Cordovia. Today, we are going to focus on reorganizing and filling in our army, as we have a lot of missing opportunities here. So not only are we missing people, but we are also missing supplies. But before we jump into that, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe down below if you are new to the channel. We are a small channel looking to grow, so your support is indescribably appreciated. Alright, let's actually jump right on into this now. Right away when I started the simulation today, Cordovia's settlement level increased, so I want to take advantage of a new development point, and I want to place it on the apples because Cordovia's entire purpose is to supply New Amaruth with food and fuel. And if I zoom out here and come into our overlays, we can actually see that the fertility in Cordovia is honestly awful. So I don't really want to waste time trying to cultivate a farm in an area that isn't really going to produce it. Instead, I'm going to take advantage of the backyards in the burgage plots, as well as our rich animal and rich berry deposits to kind of supply food to both Cordovia and New Amaruth. So let's come on in here and let's take that development point, because I do want to get that going as soon as we have the money to create an orchardry, because it takes 50 regional wealth to do so. It takes 3 years for a full foundation, or a mature, sorry, that's probably more appropriate to say it that way, a mature orchard. So the sooner we start this, the better and faster we will have apples getting supplied to both Cordovia and New Amaruth. Alright, and next, because Cordovia's whole purpose, like I was saying, is to supply New Amaruth with food, I want to come in and I want to focus on some of our trades. In the last episode, we already unticked all these checkboxes here, so that it should only be trading between New Amaruth and Cordovia, depending on what they have available for regional wealth. So I've capped the berries at about 100 for Cordovia, because I do want to grow this settlement a little bit and I want to make sure they have enough food. And I'm just going to come through and I am going to do the rest, because eventually we will have eggs as well. I'm kind of more just future-proofing this area here, because I know we're going to be multitasking a lot of different settlements. So this should hopefully just be in place and then all set for when it becomes applicable. So then we can focus on some other things. All right, so we have all the food here. I also want to come into fuel. Firewood, here we go. And I want to do the same thing for the firewood. I want to leave enough in Cordovia, but I want to export the rest out to New Amaruth so that we can build New Amaruth up and focus on the army. While we're on the topic of trade, because I do want Cordovia to get larger, that means we're going to need a church. We have a clay deposit there, which I will be harvesting at some point, but I figured we might as well also just open up some trade with our people. Awesome. So that should hopefully automate things a little bit for us while everything is getting collected, traded, built, etc. right, now with the trade up and running, I want to start getting more families into Cordovia so that we can fill in some of these needed opportunities like the granary, the storage, more forager huts. So let's start with first upgrading what can be upgraded with a new family. So we'll expand the living space on a couple of these. And then I also want to add a few more using that corpse pit method. So let's come on in. And let's grab some corpse pits. I am going to pause the game just for a second because I don't want them actually wasting their time building the corpse pit, because I am just going to delete it again. So we're going to do a 2 corpse pit here, I think. So we'll let that build in a little bit here and upgrade these as well. So while Cordovia is expanding, I also want to increase our family capacity here in New Anamaruth, because one of the issues we're having with our military is that we don't have enough people. So I want to start making that a little bit better, and I want to get some residential in here. So let's come right on in with a block, I think, right here. And I think a block right here wouldn't be too bad either. Alright, now that we have some building queued up, let's focus on this army. And if there are 2 things that I noticed with the army is, first, we don't have enough people, which we've just kind of remedied with building a bunch more burgage plots, especially in New Anamaruth. But we also don't have weapons. Now, to get weapons, we're going to need iron slabs and iron ore. And our iron deposit here in New Anamaruth is now it's empty. So we're gonna have to trade for this. So I want to come in here and I want to start trading, and I think what I will do is actually create a major trade route. We could just buy the items that we need, but they cost upwards of 200 gold. Now the crafting material, on the other hand, the iron ore is 90 and the iron slab is 120. So I think if we import iron ore, we should be just fine. And I think I'll import it up to 50. And we'll make that a specific trade route, so somebody will focus on it. All right, now to make a more efficient production line for our iron slabs, if the iron's going to be coming into the main market area all the way up here, having the bloomery all the way out here in the woods, it really doesn't make sense. So I am going to demolish this, and we are going to actually sneak it right in closer to the trading post so that the people don't have to go so far to create what we need. So I think I'm gonna unsnap this from the road and just wiggle it in the best I can. Perfect. Now that we have our production chain up and running again, let's beef it up with some additional blacksmiths. We already have one blacksmith that is actually focusing on spears, and I want to add 2 more producing sidearms and pole arms. Now I've got to wait for some more planks to come in here. So I am going to do this off camera, but we will be turning 2 of these level 2 burgage plots into some blacksmiths as well, being mindful of our unassigned workforce so that we don't accidentally take it all away. All right, next I want to focus on reorganizing our army a little bit here. And I would like to start first by adding some more units. I think I want to go for a balanced approach on this, where we have 2 spear militia, 2 archer militia, and then 2 footman militia. So we already have the 2 spears, we already have the 2 archers. So let's add in 1 more sidearm here. And again, we're already in the making of getting more people for our army, and the blacksmiths producing more sidearms and more spears. So these numbers will go up. Now 7 is the max I believe we can have. So as I click on more archers here, more units don't get added in. So the next thing I think I would like to do is add in some more retinue. So I want to add to our retinue, and I think I want to do as much as I can from our treasury. We do need to be mindful of our royal tax, which is going to come due in 244 days, or, approximately about 8 months. Now, if we come over to our manor here and look at our taxes again, we are doing a land tax of 3%. So that's drawing from our regional wealth. So hypothetically, if I'm doing my math right, each month we are going to be gaining about 64 gold to our treasury. So in 8 months' time, we're going to have double what we need. So I'm going to do a little combination of management here, where we increase our retinue in the background, add what we can for now, and always click that map button. And just make sure that we maintain enough to have our royal tax taken care of. So let's come on into our army, let's go into the retinue, and let's customize this. So we only have 2 people right now, and they are both fully upgraded. I would like to add another one and upgrade. All right, so for now, we only have 6. But I think that should work pretty well. Now we have this really fun little mechanic where we get to customize what our retinue looks like. So I think I want to actually come in here and play around with this a little bit and kind of make it close to what our colors for this season are. Cool. I kind of like how this looks. It's going to be sort of cool too that they all look the same. So I'm still waiting for a couple of things to get built in here and more arms and people to be produced. But there's this bandit camp here. So I want to test out this army against this bandit camp and kind of see how it holds up. So we are going to rally everyone that we can. We won't be able to rally this militia yet because there's nobody to rally. So let's get everybody in here and let's, one, take a look at our new retinue, and two, let's see how they hold up against that bandit camp. All right, and here's our retinue walking in here. Oh, look at them all in uniform. One of you guys are green, but I'll deal with that later. All right, so let's strategically kind of march these guys in here. I think I want to get the archers to come in right about here. We'll leave the retinue off to the side. Our spearmen will protect our archers. And the footmen are just gonna go straight for it. I think that's how I want this to kind of roll out for now. So we'll follow the footmen first. I do not want anyone running because it is unnecessary to be running. And let's just kind of follow along with them here. And already I'm clicking on the wrong buttons. Let's get that unit back where it belongs. All right, so we're crossing our first border. So we are heading into Waldbrand now. Okay, now we're passing into Goldhof, it looks like. So once we've passed through that, we will be right on that bandit camp. All right, and now we are crossing into the territory where the bandit camp is. So we will be on them any second now. It's kind of fun just watching them kind of march along. All right, so let's load the speed down here. And let's take a look at this bandit camp. Okay, so this is actually kind of disappointing. There's nobody at this bandit camp. I wanted to fight people. Okay, well, that's a bummer. Let's, I guess we'll finish letting the army march in, and we'll take this bandit camp. Hopefully we can get some influence from it. If not, at least we'll get some gold. I'll probably send it to the nearest town. Okay, so we got no influence out of that. We still have like more than half a year to go before the annual tax is due, so I think we'll send this to the nearest town. I'm hoping that sends it to Cordovia. It did. Awesome. Okay, so let's get our people marching back so we can disband them. That's slightly disappointing. But let's take that regional wealth and let's build in some orchards and some more veggie plots in here. All right, guys, so all the armies are back, or all the militia, that is. And I'm gonna let the game run a little bit and touch back in a little bit of time, probably only about a second for you guys, because I'm gonna just let everything kind of play out and adjust to the changes that we have made, the people we have added or will be adding into our cities, as well as adding more retinue as the months tick by and the treasury warrants it. So yeah, see you guys in a hot second. All right, guys, so while we were letting the game run, we had this band of brigands come in. There are 3 units of them, and each unit has 18, so we've got to fight off about 54 people. We have currently 5 spearmen, 6 militia, a unit of 21 archers, 2 units of 21 archers, 20 footmen, another 5 spearmen, which is interesting to me because I don't get why they aren't doing more. So we have total 97 people. I think we can beat them. Let's rally all our people. Hopefully we can beat them. And let's get ourselves set up to fight them. So let's see if we can meet them. Let's get our guys right up there, because I really don't know where they're going. And there's actually 4. Bugger. Okay, here's what I think I'm gonna do. I think I am going to hire some of the mercenaries here because I want to bait them. I want to bait the bandits and give us time to get in there. So we're going to try hiring the gold off mercenaries and then see if we can beat these guys off. So yeah, hopefully this works. Alrighty, with all this though, I do think we will end the episode here. Do you think we'll be able to beat this wave of brigands? Tune in next week to find out. But before you go, if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing. This helps the channel greatly, and I greatly appreciate the support. Until next time, I hope everybody has a phenomenal week.